Hi, I'm Bob Tabor with www.learnvisualstudio.net, and this is the challenge that I'm calling the Stupendous Styles Challenge. And you can see that I've got a fictitious company I created called Go Nuts. So my idea here is that someday, when I'm burnt out or when everybody discovers that I'm a fraud, I will open up a donut shop. And I thought it'd be cool, if you go up and you pull up to some sort of a terminal and you push in your order, and then you drive around and a robot delivers it into your car. That would be pretty cool. So this is the kiosk application that I just came up with. It's just the layout. There's no real e-commerce functionality, but let me walk you through it. You can see that I have some navigation across the top. I'll give you some specific instruction about that in a moment. And you can say, hey, I want so many 3 glazed and 4 of the specials. I'm going to go and order a dark with sugar and cream. And then let's make sure to pick that up, let's see, tomorrow morning at, I would say 9:30 a.m. I should be there. And then finally hit the complete, and I get this little ticket that tells me which order number that I have. And you'll notice that, and I make a point of this, that it's responsive in so much that you can resize things and they mostly look good. See, there's this attractive little graphic here on the right hand side that I've got these, even though different colors on the different pages, got the logo, and on the last page there's a colored logo. What else could I show you here? Well, I'll tell you what, we have a bunch of resources. Let me shut this down. And let's talk about the requirements here. You can see that I have this folder for you to download from wherever you're currently watching this video. Make sure you grab this because it has the instructions and all the resource files that you're going to need to put this together. So here's the instruction file, and let's go through it really quick here. You can see that even if you're fast, this is going to take you 45 minutes. It took me 50 minutes to solve this on camera, and then I wanted to re-record it and split it up because it was so long. So don't get discouraged if it takes you a while. Just keep plugging away. First of all, you want to use styles as often as possible. So if you see the same thing happening in multiple places, if you see that you're applying the same margins and colors and fonts to more than one item, then make a style for it. Okay, that's really the point of this lesson, is to exercise that, as well as to exercise some of the new controls that we just added in the last couple of videos. So you're going to create 5 pages, or you're going to obviously have the main page and then 4 others. And so let's talk about each of the pages. That main page example will host the navigation buttons at the very top, those black buttons. And I talk about how to get that effect, the black background, white text, 18-point font. There will be an icon next to the text. You want a gray border on the right, that's 2 pixels. Not sure if we talked about how to apply a border. Look through the properties of the button to see if you can figure out how to give the border a color and how to give it a size on one side but not have any border on the other sides of the button. Okay, and then I give you a hint about how to create those large buttons. Basically, create a grid with 4 columns and then set the vertical and horizontal alignment to stretch on each of those buttons, and that will fill up that entire area of the cell. All right, also on the main page.xaml, you want to split that bottom area underneath the navigation, and you want to give it, I guess I need to write this in here. Let me add this in. This, make that 100 pixels tall for the buttons. Well, I probably should rephrase that. I'll edit that off camera. So you want to take the rest of the area that's beneath the buttons, and you want to split that area to 66% and 33%. On the one side, you want to put the pages. We'll load in the donut page, coffee page, schedule page, complete page. And then on the right-hand side, the 33%, we're going to put that, that neat little background image of the coffee and the donuts there, kind of to style it up a little bit. And so whenever a user clicks on one of the black navigation buttons at the top, it will load in one of the other pages into that bottom frame area. And so you'll start with the donut page. It's just going to host a white logo and 2 slider controls. Make sure you add some padding around the sides of those controls. Make sure that you can only order up to 2 dozen of each type of donut. Arbitrary limit there. On the coffee page, a little more involved. There will be some logic on this page. First of all, you'll notice that it had a white logo and 3 buttons. and each of the buttons are going to have a flyout menu, and I give you the contents of those flyout menus here. And whenever a selection is made, you want to update a label control that will display the your selection in the text block. I don't know if I demoed that, so let me run that again really quick here, and let me show you what I mean. Here, I'm going to say I want medium, sugar, and whole milk. But if I were to set the coffee equal to none, then it removes everything else, because obviously you can't just order a coffee. You can't just order sweetener and cream without a coffee, you know. Although I've tried that before. Okay, so next up, also you'll need that color for the brown, because there's not a preset color that had exactly the right color that I was looking for. Okay, number 7, the schedule page. It had that time picker and date picker that allowed me to choose the day and the time where I want to pick up my order. And you want to make sure to match the colors to screenshots that I give you. And let's go ahead and talk about those. Like, I give you the screenshots, what everything should look like here in a bunch of images, so you don't have to keep the videos open. So here's for the 4 pages, A, B, C, and D there. Alrighty, next up, there is the complete page, and it'll have the color version of the logo, so this file here, as well as the that ticket.jpg. Here, let's go to the view and look at the large icons here. That'll show us what we're looking at here. Alright, so there's a bunch of icons. You can see they have the suffix -icon.png. Here's that ticket icon, ticket graphic, and you're going to superimpose the word order 96 on top of it. And there's the white logo and the color logo, so that should be all good. Some general requirements. The design should be responsive. You notice when I was resizing, things resized nicely to an extent. The navigations at the top, they have to have that border thickness of 2 and a gray border brush. I think I already mentioned that earlier, but I just won't bears repeating. Most margins are 10 or 20. Most font sizes are 18. Try to match up as well as you can if I haven't specified it. Some of this is to your discretion, whatever you come up with. Make sure it just looks good. You'll only need code behind for the navigation itself. We're not talking about any other logic unless I've noted above, okay, earlier in the document. You have those images A through D that will give you the various layouts so you can look at it. Also, you want to try to resolve this without watching the next few videos, where I'm thinking I'm going to split this up into like 4 or 5 videos so you can get to just the help that you need. Only watch enough of the solution to get unstuck, and then continue on struggling, because struggling is how you learn. And if you do wind up finishing it and you've got an hour to spare, you can watch how I solved the challenge and the styles that I created and how I went about working in Visual Studio. Probably will learn a little bit about maneuvering around, but that is not necessarily an hour well spent. Just bear that in mind. There's a lot of tedious work. This isn't hard, it's just there's a lot to it. Okay. All right, we'll see what you come up with. I know you can do it. It's not that hard based on everything we've learned up to this point. If you're paying attention, you might have struggled a little bit. You may have to go back and look at some of the work that we've done previously. Look at the cheat sheet, but I think you can do this. Okay. All right, we'll see you in the next couple of videos for the solution. Thanks.